Jesus forgives sins. Prove me wrong. If only God can forgive sins, then why did Jesus do it? And why did the religious leaders nearly lose their minds when he did? Today, we'll uncover a moment so shocking that it left even his enemies speechless. The scene. The crowded house. It was a packed house, people squeezed into every corner. No space left to move. Jesus was teaching, his words full of life and power, and the people clung to every syllable. Outside, a paralyzed man lay on a stretcher. His friends, 4 in total, carried him with desperate hope. "If we can just get him to Jesus, he'll be healed," one of them whispered. But there was a problem. The house was overflowing. No way in, no way through. Then one of them had an idea, a crazy idea. "The roof! We'll lower him through the roof!" They climbed up, their hands digging through the layers of mud and straw. Dust fell on the crowd below. Then silence. The people looked up. A hole opened in the ceiling, and slowly, carefully, the man was lowered down, landing right in front of Jesus. Every eye was fixed on him. The moment that shook everything. Jesus looked at the paralyzed man, not with pity, but with deep love. Then he spoke words that no one expected. "Son, your sins are forgiven." A gasp rippled through the crowd. The scribes, religious experts, stiffened. Their eyes narrowed, their minds raced. Wait a minute. What did he just say? He forgave his sins? Only God can do that. The air was thick with unspoken accusations. The scribes didn't say a word, but Jesus knew their thoughts. He turned to them and asked, "Why do you think evil in your hearts? What's easier, to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up and walk'?" The room was silent. No answer. Then Jesus spoke again. "But so that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins," he turned to the paralyzed man. "Rise, take up your bed, and go home." The man blinked. A shockwave ran through his body. His muscles, useless for years, suddenly strengthened. He moved. He stood. The crowd erupted. Gasps, shouts, joy. The man picked up his mat and walked home. Healed, the challenge to skeptics. The scribes were stunned. They had no answer. Here's the challenge. If only God can forgive sins, why did Jesus do it? If Jesus was just a man, why did he speak with divine authority? The scribes knew the answer but refused to admit it. Will you? Jesus didn't just claim to forgive sins, he proved it. If Jesus wasn't God, explain this moment. Prove me wrong, closing and call to action. This moment wasn't just a miracle, it was a statement. Jesus is God. He has the power to forgive sins. If you agree, type "Jesus is Lord" in the comments. And if you're still thinking about it, I challenge you. Prove this wrong. If you want more eye-opening Bible stories, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Jesus forgives sins. What will you do with that truth?